Hello, folks. It's Maria Klyavkov, president of Waterton Glacier International Peace Park Association, with my message of the month. And I thought it might be fun this month to talk with my friend and fellow Rotarian, Todd Shepard. Todd, great to have you with us.
Good to be here, Maria. I appreciate you taking the time to visit with me.
Yeah, well, we had such a great conversation the other day and you had such fabulous questions. I just wanted to get it up there because I think there are other Rotarians who have the same kind of questions.
I agree. We had a little conversation. You were piquing my interest about this Waterton Glacier Peace Park. And so I thought if I could just ask you a few questions here, because it was something, as long as I've been a Rotarian, I've kind of heard of it, but I didn't really know what it meant.
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe a little afraid to ask others, so I didn't feel silly. So today I'm going to be silly and we're going to ask a few questions.
Excellent. Go ahead.
Okay, let's start out. This is a peace park, and it's actually a real park, right?
It is a very real park. Waterton Glacier International Peace Park. The international is really important because it's in US and Canada, right? So Waterton Lakes Park is in Canada. It's southern Alberta. And Glacier Park is northern Montana. And so it crosses the Canadian-US border. And so the park is the connection between Waterton and Glacier.
And for those of us in the US, that means that it starts kind of at the top of Glacier National Park, which is northern Montana, and goes over the border. Now,
well, it includes Glacier National Park. It
includes Glacier National Park.
It's all of Glacier National Park, and it's all of Waterton Lakes Park in Canada.
And how do you get there? Can you get there from the US through Glacier, or what's the secret?
Well, you are in the park once you're in Glacier Park. So you don't have to be on the Waterton side, right? You can be in Glacier Park in Montana and you are in the park.
It's all part of it.
All of Glacier Park is part of Waterton Glacier International Peace Park, yes.
That's some nice history there. So I want to jump off of that, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about, I mean, it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, 90 years.
Park, 90 years. What's the little background on this? How did this come to be?
Well, you know what? We just celebrated our 90th anniversary, and it came to be because of Rotarians. So actually, you know what? I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to share a picture with you because, first of all, I think a picture is truly worth 1,000 words, particularly when the picture is Waterton Glacier International Peace Park. So can you see that?
Wow, yeah, okay, I can see it.
Okay, so this is a picture that's taken from the Waterton side. And again, Glacier Park is a huge park. Glacier is actually larger than the Waterton part of the park. But from Waterton, there is the Prince of Wales Hotel. You probably all have seen that iconic hotel up on the mount. This is taken from the Prince of Wales Hotel, looking towards the US, looking south. And what is so brilliant about this picture is this is the picture of what Rotarians saw when they were sitting in the lounge 90 years ago, right? So in 1931, I was just trying to remember the date on it. In 1931, Rotarians were sitting in the lounge, and one Rotarian said these very prophetic words: where no boundaries can be seen, no boundaries should be. And the Rotarians got really excited. Now, the Rotarians were gathering there just for a weekend, and they thought they'd only get 25 Rotarians from maybe Alberta, maybe a few from BC. What they got was 100 Rotarians from Montana, from Saskatchewan, from Alberta, and from BC.
Now, let me interrupt you.
Yeah, please.
You said this is in 1931?
In 1931, yeah.
I just can't even imagine. I've driven through some of those areas in a modern day vehicle. So we're talking 1931, we're talking about Model A's and Model T's and doing it the rough way. And it struck people so strong that took them there even to take the trails that way. That's pretty amazing.
What the Rotarians were doing is they just simply put out a note saying, are you tired of the depression? Do you want to take a break? Come to a place where you're going to feel peace. And, wow, you know, from that picture, you can see you can't not feel peace in that park. You can't not feel at peace no matter what's going on in the world, no matter what's going on in your personal life. I can tell you when I'm in the park, this peace comes over me that it's just serenity. It's just a place where I can allow life to be. And I think what the Rotarians were tapping into in 1931 with this idea of where no boundaries can be seen, no boundaries should be, is that there needs to be an acknowledgement that it is a possibility between nations that an agreement can be reached, that peace can be preserved. And so the Canadians agreed to go back to the Canadian Parliament, and the Americans agreed to go back to the US Senate and to see what they could do to effectively create what would become the first international peace park. There are now over 170 peace parks in the world, some created by Rotarians, others created by others. But this was the first international peace park. And it was done by Rotarians, and it was done inside of a year, because Rotarians are people of action. You and I know this, Todd, right?
Oh, yeah. Well,
And so-
you know, like that, now we're both members of 5080, the District 5080.
That's right.
But this isn't just a District 5080 thing. There's
No.
multiple districts that are involved or that are part of this.
That's right. District 5080 is on the eastern border of the park in British Columbia and in the Idaho Panhandle. But as you said, it's Montana, right? So Montana 5390, and then we have Calgary, and then farther north up into Alberta, so into Edmonton and Alberta, because what happened was those districts split. So it was 5360 and 5370, but those are the people who were in attendance. And so 5360, 5370, 5390, and 5080, it is these 4 districts that make up the association. Yeah.
Wow. And you are the president of that association. So
I am, yes.
tell us briefly what the association, what does it do? What's its role in the park?
That's such a great question. You know, our role is around conservation and around education and around peace, where we do work inside of the park, and then we bring the work of the park beyond the park borders. You know, so we have engagement committees and outreach committees that go beyond the park, and we do work within the park. So for instance, in the park right now in Waterton, we're creating a Waterton Peace Garden that's going to be dedicated in the next assembly in September. We've got in Glacier, there is the creation of a peace center at the Wheeler property in Glacier Park. And so the Wheeler property, we're going to be part of peace programming, and the peace programming will be connected to the Institute for Economics and Peace, which is Rotary's partner in the peace conversation, and the difference between positive and negative peace, which, you know, we'll probably have that conversation another day.
That's a whole nother video. Well, what
Yeah.
about, I understand that there's a boat, or a big boat that you
Yes.
can take if you're in Waterton, and
Yes.
and it floats you over into Glacier and all of that. So you're crossing the border.
That's
And
right.
you mentioned to me about you bring your passport and it's got a unique stamp.
It does, absolutely. So you take the boat from Waterton, and it goes right down the lake, right where I showed you that picture of the water. And you actually, in the boat, cross the boundary cut line. So you see the cut line on the mountains on either side, and you cross all the way through to a place called Goat Haunt, which is a tiny, tiny landing. And it's there's only one small building there. In that one small building, you've got a park ranger there, and they will stamp your passport that you are in the US. You can't go anywhere from there just because of the height of the mountains and stuff. But it's the only place in the world where you can get that stamp, which is the Waterton Glacier International Stamp. I'm just wondering, hang on, give me 1 second, and I can probably even get for you a picture that will show you something of that stamp. Let's see what we can do here. This is just going to take me a quick second. If I can share my screen. There we go. Okay. And you're going to, again, tell me if you can see this.
I can see it. Is that the stamp there at the bottom?
Yeah, so this is actually Peace Plaza. So this is down by the lake, whereas the other picture was from up and the hotel. And you can see right here this stamp. this stamp is the stamp that gets put into your passport, and it's got on it, I don't know if you can make it out, but that's the Canadian maple leaf, and on this side, the US stars, and then the stripes connect us together over the
Oh.
mountains. It is the logo for the Waterton Glacier International Peace Park. It is the logo for the Peace Park Association. And I'm just going to see, hang on, that didn't do what I was hoping it would do. So for the Peace Park Association, because we're a Rotary Association, the 4 districts are in our logo along with that picture. Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, so you've got the park, we've got the gardens, we got the water trip and the special stamp. I heard about something called dark sky. Can you expand on what that is?
Yeah, Waterton Glacier International Peace Park was one of the first dark skies parks. Dark skies simply means that there are no lights. The lights are completely dim, they're turned downward at night, so that when the stars come out, it is beyond stunning. I just don't have words. You just have to see it.
I did a little reading on that. And one of the things that I came across is that it says that only 1/3 of the people have the opportunity in the world to actually view the Milky Way in its whole view because of the lights that have been created in the world, in cities and such, and that's one of the few places where anyone can go and view that. So it sounds like the more we're talking about it, the more I'm starting thinking this sounds like a good planned vacation. It would have get to see the dark skies, see the gardens, enjoy that boat trip, and get my stamp on my passport, which should be on my bucket list as a Rotarian. So I'm liking it. So when's the best time to visit?
Oh, the best time to visit if you're a Rotarian. Now here's the key. If you're a Rotarian, we have the Waterton Glacier International Peace Park Association Assembly. The assembly happens in September. And what's just so lovely about the assembly is it's a time for Rotarians to come together the way Rotarians did 90 years ago.
And that happens every September or thereabouts.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, sometimes it's in Glacier, sometimes it's in Waterton. Is that right?
That's right. Alternate years. So in 2023, we're going to be in Waterton. In 2024, we'll be in Glacier. 2025, back to Waterton, and we go back and forth between the 2 parks. And when we're in Glacier,
what's the date on that?
Well, this year in Waterton, it's September 21st to the 24th, I believe, whatever that Sunday is. And this is really special because Thursday, September 21st is International Peace Day. September 21st is always International Peace Day. So for the next couple of assemblies, our assemblies will be during International Peace Day, and that's very exciting. And on International Peace Day, we're going to be dedicating the Peace Garden in Waterton, and we're going to be planting a peace pole there and doing a dedication ceremony. So we'd love for Rotarians from all 4 districts to be there. The other thing that happens is that we have our AGM on the Saturday. We have keynote speakers. We have hiking opportunities on the Friday to really enjoy and explore the park. And we also have Rotary work sessions where we can support things that the park needs, because we work very closely with the superintendents, and the superintendents tell us what they need. And what's so great about it is at the AGM, if you are a Rotarian in good standing in 5360 and 5370 and 5390 or in 5080, you are already a voting member. And so you come to the AGM and you've got a voice at the AGM. So you can be a part of this in really exciting ways. And then on Sunday, we do what's called the Hands Across the Border Peace Pledge.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah. We put down a white tape, and then the Canadians go on one side of the tape and the Americans go on the other side of the tape, and we take each other's hands and we look into each other's eyes and we say the peace pledge. It's very special.
I love it. Well, Maria, where can I get this information? Is there a website link?
Absolutely.
Get more information on this and how I can sign up and be part of this.
Absolutely. Waterton Glacier Peace Park.org. Waterton Glacier Peace Park.org is the website, and all of the assembly information about September. Right now, they're in the planning stage. Registration and everything can happen through that website. And you can become a part of it just by finding out who your director is, because we've got directors from all of the districts. So you find out who your directors are and you can ask them questions about the Peace Park. And if you don't know who your director is, but you want to learn more, just shoot me a note.
Okay, and if you're a member of District 5080, 5360, 5370, and 5390, you're already a part of it, from what I understand, and we're just taking the next step. Well, I think that sounds like a great vacation and a great opportunity to enjoy some learning, some history, and some good Rotarian fun. And it's family friendly.
Very family friendly, and it's very good Rotarian fun. So absolutely, I can't wait to see you in Waterton. I can't wait to see your reaction to this beautifully stunning park. I just can't say enough about it. I love both being in Waterton and being in Glacier. It's a special place in the world.
Well, I can tell you're passionate about it. Well, thank you for taking the time to answer these questions and enlighten me, and hopefully the viewers, as to the Waterton Glacier International Peace Park. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Todd. And thank all of you. As always, we're going to be putting up this video in March, and then you can view it at any time. Please share if you like the video, like our YouTube channel, so that you can get notification every time we put up a video. And if you are a Rotarian in districts 5360, 5370, 5390, or 5080, come and play with us. We would love the opportunity to work with you to continue to preserve this very special place in the world and to spread the message of peace throughout the world. Until next time, namaste.